Hey, Coach Mags here. We are going to be talking about the victim versus powerhouse mentalities. And a powerhouse mentality is also known as growth mindset. So the way that a victim looks at her world, and the way that a powerhouse looks at her world is very dramatically different. A victim will view her world as a set of obstacles. There'll be external influences on her ability to achieve her dreams, to achieve her goals. And anything standing in her way is always an external thing, things that she doesn't have control over and she can't help. And so therefore she's unable to exceed. Whereas someone with a growth mindset will see those challenges and say, can I control in this situation to be able to work through this and push through the challenge as best as possible. So victims will blame external, and growth mindset will actually see the external obstacle and say, what can I do to get around that obstacle, to avoid that obstacle, to minimize that obstacle, or to just take a completely different path. They see the opportunity and they learn from it. So if they have failures, a growth mindset and a powerhouse mindset will see failures as an opportunity to learn, what can I do better next time that will proactively prevent this failure? Or even how can I react next time that will give me a much better chance of success? So seeing and learning from the obstacles, the challenges, the failures is a powerhouse mindset versus a victim mindset, seeing those external challenges and those struggles as outside of your control and unable to be dealt with, which is not true. So victims will also shrink from a challenge, and powerhouses or a growth mindset will push into a challenge. They almost thrive on it. And this is something that is trained over time. You are neither a victim or a powerhouse genetically, naturally. It is something that's learned over time. So if you approach most of your situations as a victim and you constantly see external struggles that are outside of your control, that you can't help, and that you don't want to do anything to even try and help, and you shrink away from it, and you do that again and again, it's going to train your brain that that's the reality, that that's all your options are. So it's time to begin to look at these external challenges, to look at failures, to look at struggles as, what can I learn from this? Where did I struggle? What's the root of that struggle? What's the root of that issue, the root of that obstacle, and how can I eliminate it, minimize it, or go around it? Okay. And that is beginning to see it as a growth mindset. Now, it's not going to be all or one. You're not going to be always growth mindset or always victim mindset. It's going to be a balance. There are going to be some times where you shrink away from a challenge, and there are going to be some times where you're feeling strong and ready to push into one. And if you remember from last week, we're working on being 1% better. So if you can just focus on this week thinking about taking on more challenges, finding more proactive ways to avoid obstacles that have stopped you in the past. When you hit that wall or hit that plateau or hit that struggle, it's gonna happen. There's no struggle-free progress in this world. The most successful people hit obstacles and struggles time and time and time again, and they are able to push through, take control of their situation, find a way around it, find a way to mitigate it, find a way to minimize it, and succeed. So that is the mindset that we want to get into. More often, we want to be in a growth mindset, a self-improvement mindset, instead of a shrink away from it, accept my fate, oh, woe is me, everybody's against me. We want to try and minimize that as much as possible. Doesn't have to be all or nothing, doesn't have to be all growth or all victim. There can be a balance. We just want to try and push more towards the growth side. Okay. Good luck this week. Let's get it. Growth mindset. You're going to be a powerhouse.